Hello, everyone. I hope everyone can see me perfect. Welcome and thank you for joining me. I'm your host for today's presentation. My name is Fabienne. I'm also known as Faye. Let's talk about the 5 reasons why we believe that 2020 would be the right one for you and the 5 reasons for that. So we'll be talking about a couple of things. For now, let's start with our presentation. So we wanted to talk to you about how we can help you save time. Okay, and helping you save time, you will be able to, let me bring up my 2020 cloud, catalogs on the cloud. So why is that important? We feel it's important because it allows you to be able to make changes. So you go to your customer, you've done this beautiful design, and they decide they don't want glass cabinetry, but they would prefer a solid wood, or vice versa. You've done wood and they would prefer glass. All you have to do is simply go back into the cloud, click on your catalog, go in, find in the catalog, go into your cloud configurator, and this will bring up all the door styles or the door finishes, everything that you have put into your design, and then you will be able to go ahead and make the changes, which means what? You can change the door styles, the dimensions, you can change the width, the height, or even the door finish. If they decided that they didn't like the blue color you chose, they'd like to go with golden or caramel, easy clicks, and you've got that all changed. Another time saver is the catalog browser by adding them to your favorites, which means, I'm going to go back into my cloud browser, which means adding them to the top menu. This will allow you to be able to find the catalog that you prefer, your manufacturer, your appliance, anything that you prefer, and putting the orange star next to it. This will bring it on top of the line. I know it's hard to see, but there is a line here. This brings you on top of the line. You will then be able to bring them up and find your favorites easily, not always having to go and scroll down to see where it is. So I bring mine to the top by the little star. Another time saver is, let's say the cloud browser here, but let's say your catalog is not, your manufacturer is not yet on the browser, which means you're still downloading and installing them under the local browser. That's possible as well. I'm going to open my little shortcut here for my preference tab. I'm going to go to my catalog. And this, I have them, by the way, set up as to show the catalog description, but you can remove that and just click on or off. I like to have it off. I like to see what they are, how they are, and make sure I'm not using the wrong one, and make sure they're dated properly. And again, just by highlighting the catalog, putting the arrow up or down, you are able to bring up to your top your favorites or to the bottom your favorites, so it's easier for you to find them, as well as setting your preferred catalog. So again, if you had any manufacturer, you would highlight the manufacturer. You will then put in the little check mark and set and apply, and it becomes your favorite anytime you want to use your catalog under the left-hand side under the local browser. So it's a good time saver. That helps a lot. Rearrange the catalogs. We've done all of that. This is our favorites. I'm going to cancel out of here for now. We'll come back to our preference a little bit later. I want to discuss something else with you guys. But for now, let's talk about how we can help you not make any mistakes. What do I mean by mistakes? Is ordering the wrong appliances or getting the wrong appliances and not having the right measurements. So 2020 has added, by it being live on the manufacturer, what you will be able to do is go into that manufacturer, go into that catalog, click on the appliance or anything you want. It has a little eye here at the bottom. All you have to do is click on the little eye. It brings up the actual website to the manufacturer directly. And this will allow you to be able to go into the manual or ask for, get more information about sizing, dimensions. This will allow you not have to put something somewhere where by opening the refrigerator door or the dishwasher door, the wine rack door, and it colliding with something else. So this is very useful directly to your website simply by clicking on that little eye in the 2020 software, in the 2020 cloud, that little eye. So this is a good way to help you not hopefully having to redraw or save you money and having to go back. So that was my cloud specs. So now let's talk about, again, under the browser. If I go back onto the browser, let's do, what was I getting to here? Yes, so manufacturer catalogs. They're updated by us, from us, on our server. the difference between the manufacturer on the cloud and downloading and installing the 2020 under the browser is it's updated by us. So as soon as we get any information from the manufacturer that something has been discontinued, has been changed, or let's say they no longer have the shaker blue, as soon as you would go into that catalog, that manufacturer catalog, and you are ready to place an order, and you say, I don't understand, they no longer have the shaker blue. Yes, they no longer have the shaker blue. You won't be able to put it on. You won't be able to use it. You won't be able to design with it, put it on your floor plan. This will allow you not to have to place an order, have your customer approve it, and then have to go back and forth having it changed because the manufacturer now told you they no longer carry it. The time saving on having to go back, have it reapproved by the customer, making the changes, having to replace the order. So that one will be a time saver for you as well. The other time saver I think would be good and also help you let's talk about pricing. So let's say you want to do a report. All you have to do is click on that little coins, hamburger coins, whatever it is, on the top right. Click on that. This will allow you to, again, choose your catalog. From your catalog, you'll be able to put in the markup and multiplier for the accessories, as well as the cabinets that you're using from that manufacturer. This will allow you, when you're doing a presentation and your reports, to bring up a quote that is a decent quote with your markup and multiplier, or even for yourself, so you want to do a cost and sell, so you can see how much you purchased it at, how much you're selling it at, and how much profit you're going to make from it. So this is a good advantage as well. But all this said and done, a picture is worth 1,000 words. How many people are not visual? How many people like to see? I personally, if you were to show me this, yes, I work for 2020. I know how things work, but I would like to see how the finished job is going to be. How is it going to look? I'm visual. Please show me how it's going to look. So, of course, once you finish designing your floor plan, you would have to go and generate a beautiful rendering. This is worth 1,000 words. Your customer will be able to tell you, I don't like the dark seatings. Click change. I don't like this wall. Click change. I don't like the wall color. Click change, and so on and so on. Easy changes made, simple clicks. This will allow you to save, again, so much time and effort, and this will, I feel that it says 1,000 words. That picture is worth 1,000 words. But other than pictures, what else can you do to help close your sales? The best thing would be renderings, Panoramic 360. That is the major wow factor, the Panoramic 360. What is a Panoramic 360? So once again, you've designed your room. You have created the floor plan. The customer needs to see more. He needs to visualize themselves in the room. Not a problem. You generate a Panoramic 360. I'm going to now launch the Panoramic 360. This will help them see their room in a panoramic view. How can you generate this? We'll come back to that in a little bit. But it allows the customer to receive this on his phone, on his computer, on his tablet. It allows them to show it to their friends, to their colleagues, to get their approval, to help them make changes now before you've placed the order and before anything has happened. It allows you also to wow them. If you have VR goggles, this is another thing that you can input into VR goggles, rather it's the rendering or the panel, slip that phone into the VR goggles and hopefully even help you make an easier sell. They say that about 50% of us look to our peers before making such a large investment and such a large purchase, and I agree with that. I don't think this would wow me enough to say yes to whatever you're showing me. Now, I said that we would come back to see how you can generate that. Not a problem. So you go back to your floor plan. You generate a rendering. The rendering, you can use it from the shortcut on top here or go under Presentation, Perspective View. From your rendering, you go to the File, Save as a Panoramic 360. This will then open up a couple of boxes. So the first box will allow you to place your camera. So now I'm outside the room. I'm going to place my camera inside the room. I can change the height of my camera. Once I'm ready, I can change the sighting. I'm just going to flip this camera over. Whenever you're ready to launch it, all you have to do is click on Publish. This will bring up this page. This is where you put in your customer information as well as your information. So we'll bring up their email address, your name, their name. This will send two links. So it will send them one, and it will also send you one. You will be able to, when they call you and say, I don't like this, view exactly the same thing as they're viewing. And this will be a lifesaver for you as well. So that would be our Panoramic 360. Okay, now let's talk about personalizing. Yes, so I mentioned before that we're going to come back to the preference, so that's what I want to speak to you about personalizing. So the Panoramic, personalizing, as my 2020 comes up, there we go, will allow you, before you start designing, I would recommend that you go into your preference tab and set your wall heights. Your whole wall heights will allow you to make sure that the wall mount, the top of the cabinet, is exactly the way it should be. If you wanted to set certain rooms, let's say at 98 or 100 or 100 to 2, this is where you would come to do so by changing your wall height. So let's say I'm going to do 102 and changing my wall mount, let's say to 90, 92, 94. And this will allow you to do so before. So when you're drawing your walls and everything else, everything will go into the specifications that you want, to the wall heights that you want, not having to after change a manual. So this is something I recommend that you do before starting a design. So set up some preferences. Let's talk also about SketchUp. SketchUp is part of 2020, so I'll click on item. This will bring you to the SketchUp. So let's say there's an item you cannot find at all and you found it on SketchUp. Not a problem. All you'll have to do is click on the SketchUp icon. This will bring you, do I have it open? Let me see here. I do not. This will bring you to the SketchUp 3D warehouse. I'll bring that over as soon as it opens on my other screen. Yes, some of you will say, I don't understand now. I had that question yesterday. Why do I need to sign in? They've made some changes to their 3D warehouse site. You do have to sign in, and then you just proceed exactly the way you always proceeded, by taking the 3D shape, clicking on download, and that download will then bring it directly into the 2020, so you'll be able to use that as well. And also colors. So let's say you wanted to change the room colors, the wall colors, or anything at all. I'm going to bring back my little rendering. I like to work with my little rendering. So rather it's walls or anything else, you just have to click on your textures. So I'm going to go ahead and click on textures. Maybe not. I'll click on my wall. Let's bring my wall up. So I'm going to click on my wall. I'm going to right mouse click as soon as it says I can. So just like anybody else, everyone has some technical difficulties, mine as well. So let's try that again. I'll click on my wall, try to change my rendering. There we go. Okay, so let's say on this wall, I'd like to change the color of the wall or change the, I had wallpaper on that wall. So we're going to click on the little texture buttons. So we have many textures we can use from. So from our catalog texture, these are generic catalogs. There's our textures, but you have, if I go under paint, you will have Batanel as well as Sherwin-Williams. You'll have stone, you'll have wood, and you'll also, under laminate, we also have many companies that we now work with. So you can get a Formica, you can get a Wilsonar, UV board, but let's say you don't find anything that you like here and you'd like to use your own, not a problem. You can go ahead and use your user texture library. This allows you to click on that little browse to add a texture. It will bring you to where you save your textures. You can click on a texture that you like, click on open. It will ask you a question. Do you want it normally or larger? Use the recommended normally so the file doesn't become too heavy. And then go ahead and change right here under the right-hand side your scaling. So this will allow you to still put in, rather it's a tile or wood, to your specific scale. And then click on OK, and it will become one of your textures that you can use. And this is the same for everything, whether it's wall, rather it's floor, rather it's a cushion, a texture, rather it's a couch texture, or even one of the stools textures. These stools came in white, and they were changed to a darker texture. Okay, so this is, I always say the world is your oyster, so yes, you can go ahead and make any of the changes that you like. So I believe this is all I had. Thank you all so much.